It is Friday, the 29th, is it 29th? And heading home. I was discharged. I was supposed to start chemo yesterday, but can't start chemo because my platelet count is too low. My platelets need to be around 50,000 or greater, and they were at 26,000 2 days ago and at 36,000 today. So basically, if they try to hit me with chemo too quick at this point, my body's just not going to recover. So she said, you got a choice to sit in the hospital and recover, or you can go home and sit and recover. And let's see it. I thought about it for all of about 1 second and said, yeah, let's go home and recover.
Sit on the new couch.
And oh yeah. So
on the new couch that your mother bought you.
We haven't had a new couch since.
We haven't ever bought a new couch.
We haven't ever bought a new. I don't guess we've ever bought.
Newly used from Carolyn numerous times.
I guess we've only had hand-me-down furniture ever.
From Carolyn, but she gives away good stuff.
Yeah, I don't guess we've ever had anything brand new for furniture-wise.
As far as the couch goes.
And so it's going to be the first time in our life at the age of 50 to go.
And your mother bought it, so.
Well, not a bad deal.
It's beautiful, and even if it is the prettiest couch in the room, it's the most comfortable couch in the room. Who needs pretty? I like comfort.
And all that came about because of me being sick. We had such an old couch that we were going to get new cushions to put on the old couch. And it was going to be $580 or so just for cushions. And then to get them that was for the cushion. By the time we were done and the upholstery and everything, it was nearly $1,000 for cushions to go into this old wicker. Was it wicker? What you call it? Rattan couch, and nothing wrong with it other than the cushions were 25, 30 years old, and they were just matted down, and I couldn't lay on them. It hurt. And nobody ever wanted to sit on the couch, and so it's kind of miserable. And anyway, somehow out of that, and the chemo card, and Mom being generous, and us trying to figure out how to redo cushions, and then the sticker shock on it all, and then we figured out we could get it down to maybe $800, and then it's like, shoot. We went down to rooms to go, and now I've got a place I can actually lay down where I don't have, because I had to either be in bed.
I'll take a picture of you later.
Or I had to be in bed to lay down. I really didn't have much choice, and nobody would. Anyway, so looking forward to this. It feels good to be going home. Not happy though. It's bittersweet.
Did you get platelets? That was my
No, they don't give out platelets unless they have to. They won't, because they want my body to recover and see if I can recover, because that's. I did get 3 units of blood, and they got my hemoglobin up to 9 something, which is better. 9 times 3 is 27. So I was about 28 on my hematocrit. And so typically in dialysis patients, they do what, 11 to 13 or 12 to 14?
Yeah, 12 is kind of what it needs to be.
It's either 11 to 13 or 12 to 14, I forget.
It's 11 to 13.
So I'm still a little bit low. I'm anemic. And basically my body's not recovering. And if you go back and watch if y'all go back and we'll watch the video that I had called I Have Bad News. And in that video I referenced that the reason I had trouble making the decision to go into chemo was last time I never finished chemo. And it was for this reason. My body could not recover. It just could not get through it. And unfortunately, it's starting early this time. I've done 2 doses of DA Epic, and then I did 1 dose of the rice, and my body's now shot. We're hoping, obviously, that this is a one-time deal, and they'll still be able to keep going. But now we're on a countdown, and y'all do need to understand that if my body can't handle chemo, it's probably over, and we have to hang it up. And the way we tell is by monitoring the blood weekly. And as soon as I can withstand it, and my blood counts go back up, they'll give me another dose. But what happened last time is they had to start extending the dose of chemo, and finally they're like, you're so far away from your last dose of chemo, it's not working anyway. So, having said that, we're now on a countdown. Will they even be able to get me to the point of remission and a stem cell transplant? Trying to stay positive about it, saying our prayers, certainly. But this was the scenario that did concern me, was if my body could withstand it. And we're having some initial rumblings here that aren't encouraging, but that doesn't mean anything. We could have this one bump, and maybe I could recover, or maybe there will be little tricks they can pull out of the bag there, and we'll see. The fight's not over. We still got some in us, and it's bittersweet. So there you got your update. It's a go-home update, and you're getting a little shot of downtown Fort Worth. That fountain has been there for years, like back to the 1800s. They used to
watered their horses.
They did, and that is Tarrant County College right there. It's a neat college, and the old courthouse here is just fantastic. I love Fort Worth. It's called Cowtown as a nickname, and it's just a fantastic place to be. And we're going to drive the back roads, and that's it. So the bottom line is, it's Friday, and I'm going to go home, and we will get labs next Wednesday or Thursday. And I'll either be able to start chemo, or they'll push it off of another week, and we'll just do this weekly countdown. And at some point, they'll either say we stop, or okay, your counts are up good enough, and we'll continue. It's a waiting game, and I will keep y'all posted. I don't feel bad, normal weakness and whatnot, but this week has been very hard. When I labeled the last video from well to hell, I wasn't joking. I went through hell for a couple of days, and it was rough. It was rough, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Wouldn't wish that on anybody. So I got my cute little wife here driving me home. She just got off work, and
watch what I'm doing.
She's got to pay attention because she's a driver. So we're going to go home, and I'll finish this video and get it out to y'all and update you some more or whatever. Bye. All right, home again, jiggity jig. It's good to be here. It's the middle of August, and we still have some plant life left and pretty stuff in the yards. That's nice. Even though I'd rather be at the hospital getting chemo and advancing, believe it or not, it feels good to be here. So, hey, it's really great to be here. Well, after a rambling ride home, I thought I would try to reiterate what I understand at this point. Basically, I got really sick Tuesday. It pulled my body down and drained me of my red blood cells, which got me anemic. And I was about half of what I needed to be on the amount of red blood cells. That was measured by the hemoglobin and hematocrit. The main concern they had now, that she kept reiterating, was platelets, which at a lowest minimum need to be about 50,000, and I was something like 26,000 when I was first admitted, and then it went up in only 4 days to 37,000. And so she said, go home and rest, and next Wednesday or Thursday I'll come back in for a blood check. Look at the anemia level again, especially the platelets, and we need to get them above 50,000. I was supposed to start chemo on Thursday. It's supposed to be every 14 days. Infections happen. This could be infection related. It could be that my bone marrow is not keeping up, and the infection just took me down lower, and my bone marrow is going to slow down. In 2008, that was the reason I never completed my chemo protocol. Was almost this identical scenario. I had a pretty bad infection, and it took me down, and I just never recovered. And finally, we got so far out removed from the previous dose of chemo that the doctor said it's just not used to restart at that point. And we just dropped chemo. Actually, he wanted to wait one more week, but I'd already been like 2 months out, maybe a little longer, and I got tired of waiting. I said, either the cancer has been gotten at that point or it wasn't. And so let me go back to my life. I got 6 years from then. We'll see what happens this time. Could be just a bump on the road. A lot of good questions coming in. Well, if they can give me red blood cells to boost me up, why can't they give me platelets? Well, they can. The problem is going to be if I have a baseline inactivity level in my bone marrow that's not able to keep up. The question becomes, can they artificially prop me up with enough red blood cells and white blood cells to keep me going, to get me to a remission, at which point then it becomes really tricky with the stem cell transplant. I don't have an answer on that yet. The answer could be yes. It could be that they will just start pumping me full of stuff, hit me hard with chemo, and go from there. I don't really have the answer on that yet. We'll see. Bottom line is I'm going to be pushed back 1 week right now on my regular chemo schedule. That in and of itself is not the biggest deal. It's just viewed as a bump in the road right now. I'm a little bittersweet to be home. Glad to be here. Would rather be at the hospital working on day number 2 of chemo right now rather than being at home. But we take what we can get and trying to enjoy each day and each time as I can with family and friends. Had a good visit from Kyle at the hospital today, and I got discharges just in time for Janice to get off work and come by and pick me up, and she went to Taco Bell and got her a little Mexican pizza, and I went to Pizza Hut and got me a little American pizza. And I tell you what, after eating hospital food, thought I was going to lose some weight, but these steroids have me so bloated like a dead frog that I'm just all swollen. You wouldn't believe. I can't hardly put my shoes on right now. A lot of water weight. At any rate, I had me a good meal, laid around on the new couch. Thank you, Mom, so much. It's very comfortable, and Janice and I watched an episode of something on TV and just kind of lay there and discovered for the first time we have a couch that I can actually lay on with her. And we've never had that before, and I was able to put my head on her lap, and it's kind of neat. People, be thankful for what you got. You only got one day at a time. You only got 1 week at a time. Never promise tomorrow. That's all I've got for right now. I will put out some updates once I know something more definitive. In the meantime, y'all be blessed and be well.